So the deeper you go, you're gonna feel the core work. Set, go. Ready. Set, go. Ready.
No. With a lunge. Bring that right there. You sure you can handle that? You might want to go get another small weight. Ready. Put some more weight on there, man. I go outside. My ideal of the NCAA athletic system before, like I've always said, I've been vocal about it. I thought it was a plantation mentality of using these kids, for profit.
I wish I was an athlete right now, and if I was, I would probably be walking away from college with a better understanding of finance. Because I was one of the guys that went to the NFL. I didn't make as much as some of those guys, but I spent my money like crazy.
Students are coming to college and they don't have a lot of control or knowledge over their spending behaviors or how they're gonna handle a big sum of money at one time.
My name is Uncle Luke, Coach Luke. Where I'm at right now is Miami Edison Senior High. Ready, hit! Let's go. For an outsider looking in, football in Miami is the greatest football players on planet Earth. 6 square miles, no other city in America, no other state has as many NFL top football players, as well as, top players that have played on the collegiate level. So for football here in South Florida, it's a rite of passage for us.
Good job, new group up, let's go.
My name is Antonio Robinson. I coach here at Florida Christian High School. I'm the offensive coordinator, former NFL player.
All right, so we want to be here, back and forward. Now your body gonna say, go out. You gotta train that.
Football is just a game to me. I think the most important part is what I got out of football. And what I got out of it was an opportunity to build my brand and actually take care of my family one day. So, yeah, that's what it means to me.
But most college athletes don't go pro, and they don't get a big payday. However, college sports is still a massive money-making machine. We're talking billions of dollars. And the student athletes in these athletic programs weren't allowed to make a dime off their talents or popularity. But all this money floating around college sports surprisingly doesn't pay all the bills for most athletic departments. And for the student athletes on scholarship, well, financial aid doesn't cover much beyond the basics. That is all about to change.
I remind anyone to think that every person in America can benefit from name, image, and likeness except college athletes. And it's possible that maybe someone in jail can't benefit from selling a book about their crime if that's part of the punishment. But otherwise, it's just athletes. And that's so unreasonable that adults are restricted from profiting off their own expertise, talent, and not related to their institution name, colors, or a logo.
But thanks to a recent court case and policy change by the NCAA, that's finally changing. Student athletes can now make money off their name, image, or likeness, also known as NIL. This doesn't mean the colleges are paying them a salary to play. It just means an athlete can now get paid to do things like sign jerseys, endorse a product on their Instagram page, do a local commercial, or like University of Miami quarterback and entrepreneur De'Aaron King, start your own company helping other college athletes sign lucrative NIL deals.
Everybody's profiting off of them. The universities are profiting off these young men. The college coaches are profiting off of them. Everybody's profiting off of a young man, whether he's playing basketball, football, baseball, soccer, whatever it may be, because only maybe 1% of them are going to get an opportunity to be able to play in the National Football League, or 1% will get the opportunity to be able to play on a professional level. But at the same time, everybody is using them to make money. So for them to now be able to receive benefits, something that I've been a proponent of for years. I've been accused of paying players, whether it was at the University of Miami or anywhere else. I've always said that players should get paid.
In case you're not familiar, Coach Luke is also known as Uncle Luke, or Luke Skywalker, of the Miami-based 80s and 90s hip-hop group 2 Live Crew. Besides being one of the biggest influences on the Miami hip-hop scene during this stretch, he He also had an influence on one of the biggest and most successful college football programs in the country, the University of Miami Hurricanes. In the 80s and 90s, Luke was accused of paying players for making big plays in games, knocking other players out with huge hits, and winning championships. Since then, Uncle Luke has dedicated much of his own efforts to providing better opportunities for kids through one of the most successful youth football programs in the country, and becoming a high school football coach himself. It's a role, he says, involves much more than play calling and workouts.
We're proud of what we do. We don't do it for the money, we do it for the love of the game.
Lisa Rubin is an associate professor at Kansas State University. She's also one of the lead researchers of a nearly 2-year-long study funded by the NCAA. The goal of the study was to learn more about the financial literacy rates of student athletes, their spending behaviors, and how interested they were in learning about personal finances and money management, so the colleges themselves could earn a better grade when preparing student athletes for financial success.
One of the things we found is that only a third of the students in our study had any exposure to personal finance classes or information in high school, and only a fifth at college orientation. And the literature on Gen Z, just general Gen Zs, that about a third get high school personal finance classes. So I think there is a big gap in education there.
High schools and their coaches can now truly impact the student athlete's financial readiness to go to college, especially with potential endorsement deals on the line. But what happens when you give a bunch of young adults who've never really received any financial education a bunch of cash? Coach Robinson's own son, Antonio Jr., is being prepared for just that moment.
I tell my son all the time, hey, you got an opportunity to continue something that I kind of started for you. And you can finish it and then you can pass it down to your kids. And it's big, man.
Our job is to teach them financial literacy. Our job is to teach them about who to hang out with, who not to hang out with, who to be around, who's fake and who's flawed. It's more important for them to have clean social media. It's more important for them to be living life the right way, doing the right things in school, because the upside of it is you can make a ton of money. The downside of it, you can be scrutinized.
I tell the kids all the time, integrity is the most important thing right now. And if you can gain the favor with man and God, you can prosper in this world. So, especially with the stuff of image and likeness, integrity is going to be big.
Professor Rubin feels with all the attention on students, endorsements, and gaps in financial literacy education, there's an opportunity. Now that student athletes can actually make money, it's a real chance to teach them what to do with it.
From the research out there on athletes, they have more of an internal locus of control. So they're not necessarily as influenced by someone telling them what to do, maybe beyond parents, of course. But the more education they have on financial literacy, the more comfortable they are in making decisions. And I think that's something that opens the door for us to say athletic departments need to provide this education, even if the colleges aren't.
Now you're talking about athletes from the inner city having a chance to actually brand themselves and make money. And so, and understand that you have to save your money. So I don't think the NCAA is doing a mistake. I think it's overdue. They know what they're doing, and it's time to get paid now. So.
Now that everybody can be like, all athletes can be like other US citizens, I fail to see the sky fall here. I think the students are going to be much more interested in knowing how to carefully manage money.
I think it's a great thing. I just think they probably fell short and they should have named it the Luther Campbell rule.